So what I've done now, I just figured it would be a lot easier and faster if I just opened all the lids off of the boxes. So I'll just go very, very briefly over some of them. These all look like, these are all early Action Force. These are the G.I.JOE figures and their Action Force card backs marketed in the UK. There's Footloose and Quick Kick and Mainframe. There's that's what this whole box right here is. There's Viper. There's Bat. Here are more from Argentina. Storm Shadow and Alpine. And here's the Cobra Officer from Argentina. Okay, this looks like, okay, Astro Brigade, which is France. But this looks like UK, so I've got some, this is European, so I've got some mixed with others. Like here's more UK, more Action Force. I don't know what that is. No, that's a Flint, Action Force Flint. Then these, I don't know why. Oh, these are the Canadian, the first 25th anniversary as they were released in Canada on the standard card back. And what I did was I had, in fact, I had all these up on a wall at one time to try to make sure I got all of them. And so I put numbers and letters with them to try to how they corresponded with their U.S. ones and in what series and how they were released in Canada. It was going to be the mail-away Cobra Commander that they now I think are actually going to release it instead as a regular figure. I don't know if they're also going to release it as a mail-away as well, but this is how it came as a mail-away in this box with this attention recruit letter and the figure itself. These right here are what these also come from the U.S. So more U.S. figures. Oh, this is an Egyptian Nilco Snake Eyes. And these are this is remember you were asking Chad about the newer Fun School they just released. This is one of the newer Fun Schools that was released this year, either this year or last year. Let me see what it says on the back. It says, doesn't say the year, which is unusual. 09. So this was released in 09. And I really lucked out and got the full set of them. This was the last one I found with the Desert Scorpion. That was the hardest one to get. And this says France. So these are all from France. Captain Ferraille, Captain Gridiron, Vaillant for Hawk, Cobra Commander. Quick Kick is Arme Silencieuse. Oh no, his name is Pierre Blindé. And these are just U.S. These are just figures from the U.S. Snow Serpent, Cobra Commander, Desert Scorpion. See, to show you this while I have them here together. Where's the one I just, yeah. The difference between the U.S. version and the Fun School one. I put them in here to get a little bit of sticker in there. So there's a difference between the U.S. and the Fun School. These are from Italy. These here are from Mexico. Here's Predacon. Here's most of my Mexican figures I have upstairs in the hallway. So here's a Sergeant Savage that was released, a gratis video that was released in Mexico, and other items of the like. Careful guys. Okay, so here we have more. Here's another one of my Bio Vipers. I love the Bio Viper. And Star Brigade, and a little smattering of everything in here. Battle Corps, others. And then here's more Canadian figures, the early versions that came out. These were easier to keep track of. Again, they had no, I think they're kind of neat with no artwork on them. They make them kind of a unique piece. What marketer in their right mind would have released them with no artwork? I don't know, but they were released. And so that makes to me that makes them special. So these are some Sergeant Savage, Built to Rule, Valor versus Venom, a bunch of other things. Here's some more of those. Oh no, these are the. Oh, I know. What I did was I kept these in order to compare to those. Remember the Johnny Quest ones in Argentina? These are the actual Johnny Quest ones as they were released here in the U.S. so that people could see. So here's the real Johnny Quest one. from the U.S. and I wanted to keep these so I could to photograph it and compare them to the way they were released in Argentina with the Joe figure. And this one here, this is James Bond Jr. He's got the same backpack as it was released for G.I. Joe. That's why I kept him. There's assorted 80s Joes from. Oh no, this is not. Oh, these are from Spain. There's a bunch more from Spain. Those are from. Where are these from? Nolan Cody's. These are Italy. These are from Italy. There's a bunch more over there. Bunch more there. Just 80s figures. Trying to see if there's anything extra special to show. Okay, these are more from Brazil. There's heavy metal on carded, and some of the earlier ones. There's Aire and Doc, and there's just a bunch of them. See, sadly, I had almost the entire set carded, and I opened them because I wanted the card backs. I wish I had waited and taken good pictures of them before I opened them, but that was before I knew any better. I mean, I knew that they were worth. I knew I devalued them as soon as I opened them. I didn't care about the value, but I didn't realize that they were going to be so hard to find and so many people would value them. I would have much rather given them carded to someone who really wanted it carded, because I don't really, carded stuff is not important to me, but it's too late now. But when I say it's too late now, it's not really, because some of this other stuff I would have already opened, but I know there's some people who want it carded, so I'm waiting until I can find it loose in great condition. And so here are more Japanese ones, more Action Force, and these. There's one I wanted to show you. Where is it? Oh, here it is. These are Nordic Action Force. These are the ones where they. Hold on a second. For the most. Oh no, these are not. These are not the ones I was thinking they were. Oh, so some of them they did. Some of them had changed the art and took their weapons away from them. And for some reason, that one they kept it. Huh. Maybe. Yeah, these are all. So here's another one. Of course, that one's up on the wall upstairs too. I like that one. Here's Muskrat. And let's see, what do we have here? These are from Switzerland. These look like more Fun School. These look like Mortal Kombat. And these, okay, that's also Italy. What else is in here? That's Canada. I don't know. That's also Canada. So again, this is a hodgepodge. So I think basically that's. Oh, these are from Korea. I forgot to show the ones from Korea. These are some of these are neat. This is a G.I. Joe laser gun from Korea. It says Ultra Machine Gun, and it's G.I. As you notice, it doesn't say Joe, so they avoid sort of licensing problems, sort of. And here you have sort of, again, these are, you can see they use the same artwork from G.I. Joe, at least down here. This one looks a little redone, and these are definitely not G.I. Joe. This is definitely not G.I. Joe artwork, but there are several of these. And then G.I. Joe binoculars and glasses. See, I'm not really into this stuff at all, but the guy I was buying G.I. Joe figures from, he kept on coming up with all these neat things. Like, for instance, look at that. I think that's awesome. See, the G.I. Joe and who is that? It's one of the Battle Force 2000 guys. Maverick, I think it is. I'm not quite sure of the name. I lose names. And then what else? And then these are Airedevon figures. The figures in Korea that were actually released by G.I. Joe, by Hasbro, but then there were knockoffs, and one of the knockoff ones was most famous one is Airedevon, and he different color accessories with the figures. I mean, even the same figure, like I have Road Pig with several different accessory combinations. Here's one. Oh no, well, yeah, here you just see that his gun is blue here, and his gun is green in this one. But anyway, I find knockoffs to be fascinating as well. So, there you have it.